Hey y'all, this is Elisabeth Akinwale coming to you from my home in Chicago. I have a great Under Armour workout for you today. We're going to be working on some Turkish get-ups. So let's get started. Starting with a foam roll for the chest. So what we're going to do is lay the foam roller about perpendicular to your body. Your chest is going to be right on the foam roller. So I'm starting more towards the arm and I'm working my way in towards my chest, trying to relax those chest muscles and take my time. Moving into a foam roll for the hip flexor. So same idea, you're gonna lay the foam roller right at the bottom of your hip flexor, and then again, try to relax onto the foam roller. It shouldn't be a fast movement. It should be slow, find where there's a tight spot or a knot, relax onto it. So really consciously relaxing those muscles, and then you're gonna move to that next spot. Hip flexor stretch. My preferred hip flexor stretch is to grab the foot behind in a lunge forward and bring that heel up towards your glutes, okay? Next we have a pec stretch. So for this variation, I'm gonna have you lay on the floor with your arm shaped like a goalpost. So it's laying flat on the floor, then you're gonna roll onto that hip on that same side. Final stretch is a lat stretch. You can do this on the wall or the floor. Either way, you're gonna place the back of your tricep on the floor or the wall, and then you're gonna move your chest towards the wall or the floor. With the wall slides, again, you're making that goalpost with the arms. Shoulder blades and rear are on the wall, back of the hands are on the wall. You're gonna slide your arms up till they're overhead and then slide back down, trying to maintain contact with the wall throughout the movement. Moving into an upper back foam roll. So lay with the foam roller underneath your back. You want it up above your mid-back, so right underneath your shoulder blades. And then from there, a couple variations. You can hug your arms around, open up that upper back, so you're rolling out over the roller. Another variation is to pick the hips up and actually roll your upper body along the length of the foam roller. I like to put my own arms overhead, I feel it really opens up the upper back. Moving into our circuit, we're gonna go through this circuit 3 times. The first movement is a seated roll. So it's gonna be the beginning of your Turkish get-up. You have one arm out 45-degree angle from your body. One leg is bent with the foot flat on the floor. The other leg is straight out, nice and long. You're gonna roll to the side, up onto that elbow, all right? Nice and controlled. Again, you're not trying to sit straight up, you're actually rolling the body over. So at the top, you're stacked elbow and shoulder on top of each other. Next movement, hip extension with the arm up. So that same foot that you had flat on the floor, that's important because now that's your stable base as your arm is reaching overhead to bridge the hips up. From there, we're gonna move into 20 seconds of sit through to kneeling. So we're starting in that same position, hips are up, you're gonna bring that leg through till you're in a kneeling position. So notice how you have a nice straight line from your base wrist through your shoulders all the way up to the upper wrist. Moving into 12 each, so 12 on each side, split squats with arm up overhead. So the key thing here too, guys, is shoulder should be stacked right under your wrist, which is stacked right under your, or over your hip, sorry. Split squat, coming all the way down with control. That arm is staying stacked up. From there, we're moving into 12 each side, reverse lunge with the arm up overhead. So starting with feet parallel to each other, arm is overhead, step back, lunge down, and then step back up to let the feet meet at the front. Then we're moving into the whole Turkish get-up. So you can use a weight if you are prepared for that. Big keys here are keeping that weight or your wrist stacked right over the shoulder. So as you move through the movement, your shoulder's going to have to rotate to keep that balance, all right? Starting laying down, wrist is stacked over the shoulder, hand is out 45 degrees, bent leg, the foot is nice and stable on the ground. We're rolling up onto that shoulder. Again, this is your moment to make sure everything is nice and stacked. Press up onto your hand, bridge up, Bring through to a kneel, square up, stand up, step forward, step back, reverse lunge, back to that kneeling lunge. Again, here we're nice and stable, everything's stacked over. Bring the leg through, sit the hips down, back to your elbow, and all the way down. Don't forget, you can log on to MyFitnessPal to find this workout and log your results.